All right. Direct Response Podcast. I'm your host, Travis Ketchum, founder of Campaign Refinery. Welcome back. We got my partner in crime, David Cartolano. What's up, my man?
Hey, how you doing, Travis?
I'm doing pretty good. So, we're usually all about very actionable direct, I mean, it's right in the name, right? Direct response podcast. Pull this lever, get this outcome, right? And the more you can track it, the better it is, and usually in our eyes, right? And you can usually think of that of, time scarcity on sales offers and segmentation and deliverability and all those kinds of things, right? But there's one component that is still direct response because it nurtures the overall sales process, but it's kind of a harder goal to achieve. And that is brand awareness, right? When I think about brand awareness, I'm thinking about like Coca-Cola and General Motors and these brands that they have mega budgets just to make you think about them, right? And they have their ad team has the best job in the world because they just got to make you feel something, and they don't have to prove that they are worth it,
Oh my gosh, it's
right?
incredible.
So,
Yeah,
but the funny thing is this does impact sales, but it's super indirect. It's very untrackable. But people have to be reminded that they have a pain or they have something missing in their life that you and your business, your products and services can fill. So, David, when you are considering branding and impressions, what are some of the traditional options that might be expensive, but that exist if you want to stay top of mind as a
sure.
business of any size?
Well, I mean, as a business on any size, it doesn't take much. You can post on social media, right? You can run ads on social media. You can run website banner ads. You can do direct mail. You can pay an influencer, whether they're on, YouTube, TikTok, whatever have you. You can do pretty much. You can write on a blimp if you want. I mean, there's a million ways to sell a million different things. So there's plenty of digital channels that you can choose.
Most of them, though, tend to be a value exchange where you have to pay to play, and you're
Hmm.
probably paying, you're paying the same market CPM against the Coca-Colas and the GMs of the world. And a lot of those
Right.
pools is one of the big things. And the social media thing, I think, is definitely relevant. The biggest problem I see with social media is a really short half-life and a fairly low reach. So even
Yep.
if you have 100,000 people following you on any particular social platform, your reach is not going to be anywhere near even half of that, right?
No.
So I know that we're email and we like to, eat our own dog food here, but it seems like the answer is actually pretty obvious. And if you look at the, average ROI of email, somewhere between $36 and $42 for every $1 you spend on sending email, your entire effort, whether that, it includes lead collection, running the platform, etc. It's a pretty hard channel to ignore, and it doesn't take a lot to actually pump it and use it. It's one person here and there sending email. It's people can reference it again. It gives you an excuse to get into their inbox, into their psyche a little bit, hopefully into their daydreams if you do it right. You can do that through humor, through storytelling, in a variety of other ways. But is this something that you've seen email used for just small businesses, or do you see big businesses as well picking this up because it's such an extreme ROI?
Yeah, I see all businesses obviously not all businesses using email, but I've seen businesses of all different types, of all different sizes use email. And given all of the other different channels of advertising that we put out there, email has been around since what, like the God knows when, probably around when I was born, right? So sometime in the 90s, right?
I
It's been
think it might
around
even
since
predate that
then.
slightly. Yeah.
And it might even predate that, right? But using it for advertising, using it to sell products, it's been around for decades, literal decades. Whereas, other social media platforms, they rise and then they fall. Like it becomes the biggest thing, and then it's not the biggest thing, and then no one hears about it again. Like Clubhouse. I'm sorry, Clubhouse. Don't mean to call you out. You crash and burn so fast, and people are like, "Oh, Clubhouse is the next thing. Email marketing is dead." I'm like, let me wait a year and see what people are
Or even
saying.
5 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, so email marketing, it's been around for so long. It is integrated, even if you don't understand email marketing at all. if you live in the United States of America, you have an email address. You probably do. It's right up there, like with a phone number. It's just a way of contact. So it's something that people already have integrated into their lives. Whereas if you're like, hey, we're going to advertise on Clubhouse, people are going to be like, what's Clubhouse? Oh, I have to download it. I have to do a new app. I have to create a new account. Too much friction. So I do like email because it's frictionless. It's we don't have to teach people what it is. And it's efficient. It takes the same amount of time to click a button to send one email to one person than it does to type out that same email, click a button to send it to 100,000 people.
Or a
And I
million or
know
5 million or yeah.
exactly. The leverage that email has is just what makes it so efficient. So when people say email marketing is dead, I'm like, well, you probably aren't doing it right, or you're just trying to sell something else other than email.
Yeah. So the way I look at it is some of the cons of email compared to say social media is social media is
Oh yeah.
traditionally free in terms of there's no platform fees unless you're elect to get better reporting or something like that, right? Or use some third party tool on top of it to manage your posting. But effectively, it's free. Uh, Email is not free. It is very inexpensive, but it is not free, and that is a key
Hmm.
delineation for some businesses just starting out. However, when you do the backdrop of the reach that you get for the same number of subscribers or followers or connections with people that are on your email list compared to people that are on social, it doesn't even come close.
Yeah.
So, for example, if I told you that you could have a total piece of crap car for free, or you could have a Bentley for $100, you're gonna find a way to get the $100. You know what I'm saying? So, that being said, what are you getting for your time, effort, and money? Right? Like,
Right.
do you have to, be constantly thirsty on social media as your only strategy? Like, maybe it's complementary to your email strategy, but your email stuff is usually going to be the lever that gives you the best bang for your time and effort, and gives you a shortcut by spending a small sum of money, which is
Yeah.
far, far less than what you would spend to get that same reach as a Facebook ad, or a television ad, a billboard, like physical media stuff, print stuff. That is all far, far, far more expensive. It has its place, but it is far more expensive. And so I just can't think of anything else that allows you to repeatedly, for a low cost and great return, get into the minds and conversation of your customers than email. Now, that being said, just sending them like your dentist of, hey, we're closed for Easter, or weather alert, or happy birthday as an
Yeah.
automated robot thing, that does
That's
nothing for your branding, right? But
no.
finding, a creative way to tell stories, to provide value, recap that maybe adds humanity to your company in the eyes of the user, that makes them have maybe a stronger emotional connection about, hey, here's our team making these cool leather bags, or whatever, right? Like some of the backstory that makes it feel more connected, as like, oh, I'm not just buying from like a megacorp, I'm buying from a cool company. Those
Hmm.
things are what drive brand awareness through email, right?
Yeah.
That's what creates the
Yeah.
branding, is you're telling compelling stories that are either your own, or compelling stories of things that you've experienced, or parables that sort of reinforce points or things that you believe strongly as a company, that allow you to create a bond. Things you would want to have a conversation with a buddy with at over a beer at a bar on a Friday night or something. Like, those things can be branding, not the automated garbage that you get from, like
Oh
I
my
hate to pick
God.
on my dentist. They need to up their email game real strong. But it is what it is. And I think we've all experienced that from some kind of service provider.
Yeah.
Because you need to find a way
Yeah.
to interject yourself more frequently and for an extremely low cost. Do you have any ideas off the top of your head, David, for kind of any businesses that would be applicable, things that they can maybe dig into for, finding compelling stories, or a sort
Absolutely.
of structure format they could do to be more interesting from email, so that they don't have to look at a blank screen or an empty well?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, if you're selling something for an e-commerce store and you are selling, I don't know, custom made forks, right? You can share recipes with people, and you could show the forks next to the recipe. You could try and make them yourself. There's, I think I'm gonna back off on that example. I don't like it. So let's say you have forks. You can talk about, don't, I won't talk about how they're made because no one cares. but you can send an email saying, "Hey, we actually donated a box of these forks to uh, a developing country, right? Because with every purchase that you make, we put aside a little bit of money so we can give back to people." You can send that in an email. That's something that would be incredible because now people who bought your forks are like, "Oh, I'm not just buying forks, I'm a better person because of it," right? So little things like that. Talking about stories, sending memes. If you have a dentist office and it's like, okay, well, what do I send? You can send some guides on like better cleaning. I wouldn't do that, but your office dog that you have going around, you can send them, a Monday photo of your office dog, right? And you're like, David, that's not professional at all. I'm like, yeah, people really love being locked into corporate language and jargon. You should totally talk about the top 10 tips to cleaning and the latest research on why your molars predict longevity. Like, what the hell? Like, take a
And
picture of
make
your
sure you
company
include
dog.
the pictures that are nightmare fuel that you see on the wall of the dentist, of like,
Oh my
here's your teeth
gosh.
with gingiva.
Yeah,
So
clinicians. Ugh,
we've gone too
don't
far
get
with
me
the
started.
example, but I think the dog is a good example. I think, maybe some healthy drinks that you can make at home that don't destroy your teeth, like carbonated, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like that kind of stuff is, little tidbits, little content snacks
Mm-hmm.
that make you feel good when you walk away. Like, oh, that's something I could actually do in terms of a simple, lifestyle adjustment. Or, wow, I really like dogs. That's a sweet photo of the dog. Or,
Yeah.
you could dress him up for different holidays or whatever. Like, it's not
Exactly.
about being necessarily on topic. It's about, in my opinion, being human. I don't know how you feel about that, but
Mm-hmm. And
that
it's
that
about
really
being
feels
top
like
of
the core.
mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anyway, is
Totally.
there
And it's
anything
about
anything
being
else that
top of
comes
mind.
anything else that comes
Mm-hmm.
to mind that you want to share for a different example, or we can kind of wrap it there. I think because there's not a whole lot more that I can think of.
Not really. There's one thing I would say though that I think email is very special for is if you make a YouTube video, you're making it for your entire channel. You're not making it for the person watching. Same thing with the Facebook post. You'd be like, "Hey, followers, we're doing this." Email though, you can talk one on one to people because it's just you and them in the inbox and that's it. And whenever I look at newsletters, not just my own, but ones to acquire. I'm like, is this person talking to their list of people? Are they talking to their crowd or are they talking to the one person reading this? Right. And that I think that's something that email has that it's just hard to emulate on other platforms because you can't be like, "Hey, you watching this?" And it's like, "Oh, well, there's going to be a lot of other people watching this too, right?" So that's something that I think is special with email. That's something that I like, and it's just a thing that makes it a little more human for
And
me. But that's just my
perfect,
opinion.
yeah, perfect extension of that. Dentist. If you're going to do the birthday emails and you have a pet at your office, take a fresh photo each year and update your copy that says Scooter wants to wish you a happy birthday or whatever the dog's name is. That is far, far, far more interesting and something you might actually look forward to about the updated photo of the dog for the birthday, with like a little birthday
Yep.
hat on or something, than some corporate like banner,
Oh my god.
I'm not going to call their name, but XYZ Dental, office wants to wish you a happy birthday, like clear form letter, do better. Please just do better. And you will actually keep me entertained. The only reason I don't unsubscribe is because sometimes I get alerts from there and it's an all or nothing kind of deal. But
Oh.
yeah. Anyway, that's a whole
Okay.
different ball of wax for different conversation, different day. But the key is it's a huge missed opportunity. It's an easy, cheap way to reach your audience. It gets you top of mind. You can remind them to do things. You can remind them about why you're important. You can remind them why they should care about your brand. And it costs you almost nothing in the grand
Hmm.
scheme of starting those conversations. And your salespeople, if you have a sales process, your salespeople will love you because when they actually talk to somebody, it's not like coming out of left field. It's, oh yeah, I remember I saw your email last week from the brand, or I saw it, at least this month or sometime recently, or saw it yesterday, or I just got your email this morning. It's funny timing. I got the email, started thinking about you, and then you called me. These things compound like a flywheel.
Hmm.
So
Oh,
if you have a
100%.
sales process at all, please, for the love of everything good, send more branded email so that when your salespeople talk to medium term to long term leads, They're not like, who the hell are you? I forgot you even exist.
Oh yeah,
All right.
so
So,
important.
with that, if you're going to send email and you want to do it right, check out campaignrefinery.com down below. If you want some examples of how brands from small businesses to McDonald's and the whole everywhere in between, if you want to see actual examples of their emails that are great for branding, check out the link to the article down below. And David, what's good?
Yeah, if you're interested in having a newsletter for your dental clinic, I guess, but if you're more interested in like the newsletter side of things and growing it, scaling it, and eventually selling it, then you can go to wealthyinbox.news and take a look at what I got there.
All right. Well, until next time, catch you guys later.